new sciences with practices of vivisection. Often the experimentation upon animals without any kind of anaesthetic and so on. So it's a convenient story for people to be able to tell, say, look, there are minds and there are bodies, and humans have got, we are minds, and we have access to bodies. But animals, they're just lumps of stuff. Now, what Kant is primarily, it seems to me, doing, is combating that story. He's saying, look, if you're telling me that we get to do whatever we like to animals, then you are crazy. I think this is the line that Kant's doing. And he's trying to set that out in intellectually plausible terms, which appeal to, and in a sense pander to, the anthropocentric and human rationality-centered philosophical notions of the day. So what I'm saying here is not altogether different from the kinds of things that people say about Kant's fixation on respect and his dismissal of love in the groundwork. You look at the doctrine of virtue that comes along later, and Kant suddenly saying some very different things about love. I think Kant's caught in an impossible predicament. There are things he accepts and knows to be true, like any philosopher, that love matters, that animals matter. But how then do you articulate that within the limited conceptual resources that your favoured philosophical position allows you? And that's a difficult task. So Kant, on emotions versus that conception of rationality, he's pulled apart. On a suspicion about love, but an acceptance that a good human life has to include it, he's pulled apart. And again, with regard to his commitments on animals, he's pulled in different directions. So what I'm wanting to say is that yes, all of the lousy stuff is there, but it's performing a function which, when one understands it in the historical context, discloses another side to Kant, a desire to, in some sense, do justice to the value and importance of animals. But that requires a lot of charity and a lot of reading in between the lines, I think. Yeah.
I have a very personal question. In my family, I have spoken at length about what I've learned and read about animal experimentation and factory farming to my brothers and sisters and cousins, and to a different degree, they listen to me, been willing to read and been willing to watch, and some of them have changed their eating habits.
Yeah.
But there are young children who are the children of my nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters who are 11 and 12 and 9 and 10.
Yeah.
And they are raising them to eat at Chick-fil-A and to eat hamburgers. And I want to talk to these children directly, but I fear to do so.
Yeah.
I don't want to be kicked out of the family. And so how do I think about how to decide whether to approach these young people directly? Because I know there will be consequences for me.
Yeah.
But I think I'm cowardly not.
Oh, we're all cowardly. That goes without saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, there are certain aspects of your predicament which obviously I can't give you advice on, because sadly, and my wife has informed me of this multiply, I am not a guru. Yeah? I'm not but there are some ethical considerations that I can throw in your direction. And one is that you will be there when they are of an age where they want to make decisions and so on. And the best thing that one can do in a predicament of that sort conceivably might be to provide a good example of how to live in a tolerant and reasonable manner, but firmly in line with your ethical commitments. Yes? So allow them to see that, and that's the level of exposure that, especially with children, because children tend to pick up on what we do rather than what we say a lot of the time. That might be kind of more important. What I wouldn't do is feel that you have the vegan or the vegetarian police knocking on your door with a list of transgressions and failures to bring up, appropriate eating habits with your relative 8 and 9-year-olds, and yeah. So it's I mean, we're part of a human moral community, and we have to accept that, I think.